So RE&S is a multi-concept F&B operator established in 1988. Today, we have grown from a single restaurant into a network comprising of more than 70 outlets. As shown in the background, this is our corporate headquarters located at Tai Seng. It houses our corporate office, central kitchen, quality assurance food lab, R&D kitchen, as well as warehousing and distribution center. Come to our central kitchen. RE&S is committed to maintain high standard of food consistency and quality for our customer. And this is supported by our ISO certified 2018 certified central kitchen. Our central kitchen is currently being redesigned and enhanced to produce more value-added products, which will then generate higher volume of external sales. And also deliver full assembled meals to support our outlets, thus shortening the production process and serving a greater number of customers. Food safety is utmost important to us, and our central kitchen has in place all these facilities such as air showering sanitizing zones, fully controlled internal environment, and as well as the in-house food lab, so to ensure that food safety is not compromised. In addition to our ISO certified central kitchen, we also supported by our strong in-house product development team, which enable us to adapt and innovate to meet the evolving customer preferences. So this slide, it represents the numbers of outlets and concepts that we have as of today. So just to share, today marks the media opening of our third larger footprint within the mall at Serangoon Next. So it is already revamped, and the official opening to public will be on the 13th of October, which is tomorrow. So we also have introduced new concepts in Serangoon Next, such as Yakiniku Go and Shabu Go. So moving on to the operational performance in FY 2021. So COVID-19 has impacted the entire F&B industry, so RE&S inclusive. In second half of FY 2020, I think we went through the circuit breaker in April and May when there is no night dine-in is allowed. So subsequently, measures were relaxed where 5 can dine in from phase 2, followed by dine-in up to 8 packs in phase 3. But unfortunately, we went back to P2HA, the phase 2 heightened alert in May 2021, where more stringent measures were imposed to curb the spread of COVID-19. So to manage all these restrictions, the group has actively onboarded most of our brands onto the major delivery platforms and roll out a series of marketing campaigns to increase the brand awareness. This action does help the group to achieve, to increase our online delivery sales in FY 2021. So this slide is our major outlet updates in FY 2021. So we have identified and closed off one non-performing outlets, which is Itaten Udon at CityLink Mall. And to further expand our brand presence in QSR, QSR means the quick service restaurant, we have also opened 5 new QSR outlets with concept ranging from Gokoku, Yakiniku Go, Korea Japanese Market, and Itaten Udon. And this slide is the group revenue breakdown by months. So as presented, the group revenue is impacted by COVID-19 restriction, with the worst months being May and June in 2021, which is impacted by no dine-in sales. So as shared earlier on, despite the COVID restriction, the group mitigate the impact by onboarding most of the brands on the delivery platform and a series of marketing campaigns to increase the delivery sales. So this is the breakdown of the delivery sales by month. So as shared in the earlier slide, with the group swift move to onboard the multiple brands onto the online delivery platform. So the group registered a rise in delivery sales as compared to FY 2020. So you can see the trend of delivery sales is on the rising side. So come to the financial highlights of FY 2021. I shall just address a few key changes to our consolidated P&L statements. Our total revenue for FY 2021 increased by 12%. This is mainly due to two main reasons. First will be the relaxation of some COVID restrictions. Then number two will be the growth in our group's online delivery business. Then come to the other operating income. It decreased by 11.5% compared to FY 2020. This reduction mainly due to the decrease in landlord support in relation to COVID-19. Next will be the employee benefit expense. It decreased by 4.1%. This is due to last year we have this share-based payment of 2.6 million. Lastly will be the other expenses. It reduced by 54.9%. This is due to absence of the plant and equipment written off and professional fees that are in relation to the revamp of outlets in Jurong Point and Great World during FY 2020 last year. As a result, so the group achieved a PBT of approximately 10.9 million in FY 2021. And this slide is the year-on-year revenue breakdown by segments. So the group strategy is to expand its brand presence in QSR, gain the tractions. So we can see the percentage of revenue contribution from the QSR segment increased by about 5.3% compared to FY 2020. But we will still continue to grow our QSR segment while maintaining our full service restaurant FSR segment. Next is our net profit before tax increase in FY 2021, bringing us a net PBT margin of 8.8%. Come to dividend payout. So the group has distributed the dividend at 40% of the PAT for both FY 2018 and 2019. So no dividend was declared in FY 2020 as a result of a loss-making FY. And for FY 2021, the board has proposed a final dividend of 0.85 cents per share, which subject to shareholders' approval in the forthcoming AGM. So if approved, the group's total dividend will be 1.7 cents per share for FY 2021, which represents 63% of our PAT. Going forward, the board also intends to recommend a dividend payout ratio of at least 60% of the group's PAT after taking into consideration of the group operating result, financial position, and committed capex, as well as other relevant considerations. Next will be our statement of financial position of the group. So balance sheet fairly straightforward here. So our cash balance, our cash balance as of June is at a healthy level of approximately 25.9 million. As compared to last year, our cash balance is about 15 million. So this was a result of our earning in FY 2021. So I have come to the end of my presentation.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think first time some of you might be just starting to get to know us. So as RE&S, I think we are a restaurant group. So we take a few minutes to, not a few minutes, just a minute to show you some of the brands that hopefully you're familiar with. The top left, I think Korea Dining. I mean, many of you know Korea Dining has been around for 30 over years. I don't know exactly how many years, but so it is prominent. It's actually located at Great World City. We do have another Korea in KL, Malaysia. There's also in Bangsa Shopping Center. So Ichiban Boshi, Ichiban Sushi, hopefully these are familiar names in major malls. At Paragon, you have Shimbashi Soba, which is the logo on the top, bottom left. Yaki Yaki Bo is our concept in Serangoon next. It's a teppanyaki concept, less famous. Korea, Japanese market, you can see them, quite a few of them in town. Ichiban Bento, which is semi-hidden, the rest as well. Recently, beginning of this year, we started Yakiniku Go, which is a concept where you do your own grilling of barbecue meat. And then we had Sushi Go, which is a Shinkansen train service, the kind of sushi. And we are planning to launch a Shabu Go. These are our convenient value series. So broadly, I just want to quickly introduce you to our brands. And yeah, I think the one that bakery is Kokoku. Oh yeah, I think I find it in the Chinese version. It's called Gugu Chifu. Kokoku is our bakery. We're already on expansion mode on this brand as well. So with that introduction, basically we're in a restaurant group. We are servicing the range of from fine dining to a bulk of it are in our casual dining and family restaurants and also convenient quick service. So with that very quick cover on that notes, then I can go back to the slides. I think funding, we want to plan on our, go back to our Outlook. And yeah, the slide on the Outlook. So Fang Ling had presented to you our financial numbers. I think it was a bit, some of you that are already aware of following us, I think we're hovering about 120 million, even despite the COVID. I think we've basically spent a lot of time working on the new strategy, adjusting to the business model. And going forward, I mean, this coming year, we are continuing some of the strategies that we have been doing, which is to expand on QSR. QSR means quick service restaurants and retail. Retail also including our bakery, our KJM. So these are the three cluster of restaurants that we like to expand on, and we have been doing that. Second, what I call the bubbles is the actually CNK optimization. CNK represent our central kitchen. So having occupied the building here, I think we have 2 floors of production facilities and then another floor of logistic storage and all that. So we have been doing central kitchen as a support to our restaurant. And with the third bubble coming in, the new online business model, what we planning to do and with R&D to do is actually how do we prepare food at the central kitchen and basically come up with the online models that we can directly reach out to the customers. I think that's in the works. So this is again our rough broad direction in terms of FY2022 strategy. Next slide, please. Yeah, covering that, maybe I give you a quick rundown on QSR Retail. You see the logos there, Yakiniku Go. That's our Yakiniku, basically a grilled meat. So we have coming in the concept that's convenient, it's clean, it's fast free. And we started our first outlet in Seletar in February this year. And we have done that, I think, in August. Second outlet at Jurong Point, replacing one of the other concept. Then we have Jam that started in, I think also in August. Now, fourth one, we are coming up in next, it's opening tomorrow. Fifth one coming up in Parkway Parade later this month. And the sixth, which is number, I think it's going to come out in Suntec City. I know that. Yeah. So we're going to, by end of the year, we will have 6 Yakiniku Go total in Singapore. Kokoku is our bakery brand that we work with the Japanese shop. Is basically of similar name. I think they have 2 brands. Anyway, this is they are the one, our technical support. So we started the first one in Jurong Point some time back, some years back. So again, this year we have started in Millennium Walk. After we have opened last year in Great World City, we started Millennium Walk inside the media supermarket. And then we have opened one in Tampines Mall. Tampines Mall, I think that was opened last month. And then one more coming up again tomorrow at Serangoon. Korea Japanese market, we took up one space in Coco Tower in CBD, and then we opened that last week, 2 weeks ago. Anyway, the next one is coming up in Paragon. So these are the concepts that actually do better during COVID time because fast, free, quick to eat. Of course, when there's no dine-in, we can't do much with the yakiniku. But the bread, the bakery, this is actually continuing to be popular even when there's no dine-in. So why we like this quick service restaurant and not the full service that I think you all see queue outside our restaurant sometimes? Yes, I think labor is our #1 challenge in our business. So when we have to develop a new concept or work on new projects for expansion, unfortunately, labor is our #1 challenge. I don't think it's unique to us. I don't think it's unique to Singapore. It's actually a very unique to the industry. So in our new concept, the expansion ones that tend to be more labor friendly, meaning that I can hire a part-timer or what we call Singaporean friendly, where work is lighter, it's not heavy, it's not fire. So in that sense, I think we tends to like models that are more easy in terms of fulfilling our labor requirement. Second point is also targeting with the trending and customer delights in terms of value for money. So a lot of our concepts are high in value in the sense that I think sometimes even we serve a meal that if you were to do it on your own to buy from supermarket, it might actually cost you more. So we are leveraging on our ability to source better and prepare food better and offer that value in return. So knowing that the market is very competitive, I think we will be also giving the value and the satisfaction at the same time, not just cheaper, but actually good value. Scalability, yes, tie back to that labor concern. We also look at how we need less skilled chef and more rely on like central kitchen to do all our business. I think more and more, yes, I think we always need skilled chef, but I think that we can't be expanding based on skilled chef. I mean, that's the key point. Efficient operation, margins, return, I think all these are important. So when we say good value, we don't have to give away in terms of not having margins. I think in that sense, good value means that we can have the restaurants more efficient. How do we run it better? At the same time, it would be good for the customer. I think that's our priority as well. Next, please. So covering the first bubbles, then we talk about our central kitchen. Today, our central kitchen serve primarily as a support to our restaurant business. But we have big vision on how are we going to leverage more on our central kitchen, basically in terms of dealing with the business development and how we're going to move more. Obviously, I think that process improvement, we have invested or employed a team actually from Japan to help us improve our processes. I think targeting first thing first, hygiene factor, high level of production in terms of hygiene factor, efficiency in terms of how do we leverage our lines. More importantly, we want to start a line that what we call ready to eat. Ready to eat, as the name suggests, basically you can receive it and then you can consume it without further work. In Japan, the habits of having ready to eat food is actually quite established for a long time. But I think fortunately or unfortunately in Singapore, I think people are very accessible to cook in front of you food in terms of hawker center and even food court and very reasonable price. And we go along, but there are some beauty inside the ready to eat that we are exploring on. Still tastes very good and basically food that's very suitable for delivery and presented to customer. So this is the area that we are spending our time working on and identifying like what's that good value ready to eat food. And the other part is what we call meal parts. It's part of the technical term where in the restaurant business, we can have item that's whether it's semi-prepared or complete prepared and then sent to restaurant, and restaurant will add the other ingredients and other works at value adding to it and to make it more. So that requires a lot of technical support in terms of how central kitchen can produce that. For example, a chicken meat. We have a sous vide line that prepare chicken meat that is still maintaining the moist and basically cooked in the right way. So when you get to a restaurant, they will heat it up in the bubble water bath and then basically do their saucing and other touch up on it to make it like a meal. So it serves as the control of the quality of the meat, consistent at the same time doing the varieties that the restaurant need. On top of all this, we've been producing the bakery, which is also the support for our expansion of our Kokoku brand. The brand Kokoku is for bakery, is basically targeting on freshly baked. When you freshly bake means that the outlet is doing the last minute baking throughout the day, but the central kitchen is supporting to prepare the dough, the shaping, and and the rest of it, and then deliver to the outlet. Outlet will then bake it on the spot. I mean, not of course on the spot, but just on a small batch basis to the customer. I mean, that's when we get the in Japanese term they call it yakitate, which is freshly baked. So you can take from our shelf that at times bread are still warm or even hot because they keep coming out from the small batch baking. So with that, we need the central kitchen support. And you see that we also have what we call onigiri, that like a triangular rice cake with the filling inside. You might recognize them at 7-Eleven. We are the supplier for 7-Eleven for all these, where it's good taste and then it's actually still maintain the crunchiness of the seaweed. We also have that available in our KJM retail. Okay, keep on the next slide, please. So we have 3 bubbles. The last one that I think we like to spend our time focusing on this coming year or this financial year is that the online business model. With COVID hopefully coming to an end, where traveling is on, you also see a slide where it says our online business have gone up over the years. We think that the online business has gone to the next level where people will eat based on online purchases even after COVID. So for us to come with something that's convenient and ready to eat and suitable for delivery, I think this is the part that we are spending a lot of time on, not just for how to deal with COVID, more like after COVID. I think the trend and the habit of consumer have changed, and the whole logistics system, the ordering system have changed. I think with all this new demand or space of consuming products, I think we have to be ready for that. So this is one of our ready action. Good thing is that we have brands and we have central kitchen that we can produce food that have that high quality and consistency. With that network and good marketing, I think we can reach out to the consumer. Yep, I think that's the end of our presentation.